Okay, so here's another topic that was very disturbing to me, was the way that sisters are mothering. I've touched on this too, gave an entire show to it called Millennium Mothers. Um, but again, I've been so naive to believing that there were more um, sisters at least interested in becoming righteous versus not. And a lot of it has to do with my upbringing. I come from a strong family of nothing but women, and all of them take responsibility, take accountability, instill that in all of us, the girls and the boys. And um, that's all I knew, So I'm looking, and again, like attracts like. So most of my friends are of this quilt too. So of course, when I'm um, really outside of the arena that I call my world, I'm seeing that things are horrible, are viciously crazy. And being so masked. I mean, we have so many things that we're hiding behind layers upon layers of hurt, pain, shame, not wanting to admit where we are foul, and we sometimes are just foul, and I can't begin to put the blame outside of myself. This is, if I call myself a black woman committed to this movement, committed to uplifting and educating my sisters, this is not a you and then there's me over here. We, as a collective, we are not living up to the standard that we should be held to. And the only way we'll be able to be held to that is if us as sisters decide to hold each other accountable. Because the brothers, they're so consumed with being a black man in America that they come home and they do sometimes they get lazy with it, and unfortunately we attract those type of men, and we'd rather have those type of men in our lives versus the man who would say that's not acceptable. My personal experience has been that until recently, and I'm involved with someone who will not allow me to be anything less than me. And as much as I love that, and I encourage that, and I want that, and I need it more than anything, it saddens me that the brothers that I know haven't done that with me, and it's disheartening because I know the I understand the intimidation of a black woman, and her strength and her power, and the inability to be honest from a brother's perspective. It's like, do I want to go without, or do I want to survive? And brothers are thinking in survival of the fittest mode, just as we are, sisters. But that doesn't mean that just because I want a man to be there to check me when I need to be checked. I need my sisters there to check me when I need to be checked, because I'm not perfect. I'm not on a higher horse than anyone else. My enlightenment is very accessible within yourself too, and I hope that we can spark something. There's definitely a hierarchy in this life, and we all have our different roles and positions that we are supposed to play. But there's no way we can figure out what role and position we're supposed to play if we can't be honest with ourselves and say, this is what needs to happen within me before I can even attempt to try to do anything. And this excuse, I hear so many men and women say, I'm on my journey. Then shut up with that, okay? You're on your journey, and that does not give you an excuse to continue to behave like a 4-year-old, like a little girl. To be called a grown woman is something that you should earn. To be called a good mother is something that you should earn. To be called a good friend is something that should be earned. And it just saddens me so much, because I love my sisters so much, and it's just amazing how one movie has either destroyed, altered friendships for the way that I stand on. I don't have to date a black woman. The black men do. So, of course, they would have a little bit more insight, just as black men tend to think that they know themselves. No, you guys need to come in and holler at us, because we'll tell you what is being perceived, we'll tell you what is being received, and how we can be more effective. Black men don't date black men, and I'm not talking about, I'm just saying a heterosexual relationship. I don't date black women, so of course I would be naive to how they are in a relationship. Of course I would be naive to how they are as a mother, because the only examples that I have is where I came from and what I do. So of course I'm naive in what it is like to date and be married to a black woman who is not of my ilk. You know what I'm saying? So and what's disheartening again is that I was naive in thinking that everybody was at least aspiring to be of this higher understanding. But it's okay. That's what Soldiers is for. That's what we have so many beautiful movements going on across this country. We have so many sisters connecting. We got so many sisters that I can't even begin to start going down the list, from Queen Afua to Queen Goddess I Am, to so many sisters that are just out there doing it. And I do not want to discredit the efforts of those of us who are like, you know what, this is our responsibility. We are the ones who need to be strengthening this, and we are the ones who are responsible for healing this. But I do want to stress that there's an overwhelming majority of us who will not address the truth, who will not say, I am effed up. I got things I need to work on. I got things I need to get vulnerable with. I got things I need to find sisters I can trust to get vulnerable with, because that's a huge thing too. If I can't trust you, there's no way that I'm gonna want to build with you. There's no way that I'm gonna this gossiping and the backbiting and the it's one thing to speak truth, but it's another thing just to be talking, okay? And especially with people who have no experience in the area of the topic. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else can tell me what it's like to be a black woman besides a black woman. You know what I'm saying? No one else can tell me what it's like to be a mother if you're not a mother. You have no authority and no position really to be going outside of the resource that we have, which is ourselves, which is you, me, her. I mean, this is something that is so crucial, and so I mean, it just pains me to know that we are out here really thinking we got our stuff together, really walking around in our dashikis and our afro out, reading all these books. Put the books down and begin to apply. Put the books down and begin to say, okay, I've read enough. You should have some. I mean, when you read 50 books, that's great that you have that pool of resources, literally, to say, I've read this literature, this is what it spoke to me, whatever it is that it is. But until you begin to apply it, I could care less if you're reading all these books and you still drinking like you ain't got no sense, in the club like you ain't somebody's mama, and not at home with your kids being their mama, being accepting of not striving to be better. You really don't get the books if you can't accept that the truth comes to you in so many other forms than a book, and it 9 times out of 10 will come from human interaction, and you have to trust that the creator is going to bring you the truth whether you want to hear it or not. That's why you have to get comfortable in accepting the truth. Okay, so that is this show for today. I'm going to get back on a regular schedule with Soldiers. Thank you guys. If you have any comments, hit me up on Facebook, Lady, L-A-D-I, Crenshaw, C-R-E-N-S-H-A-W, and we can begin to discuss whatever you want to. Sisters, I know you're going to be mad, but the truth is, y'all run from the truth. You run from who you are, make excuses, and it's time to stop with that shit. It really is. So until next time, visit visionspac.org. Make sure you support. This is for a very good cause. Thank you for listening. Y'all be blessed. Peace.